Zimbabwean former President Robert Mugabe's body arrived yesterday at the country's international airport named after him. President Mugabe, who died in Singapore last week, had his successor, President Emmerson Mnangagwa, and state ministers receive his body. Defatu Bangura has more on that.
Robert Mugabe, who died last week in Singapore, has arrived at the country's international airport named after him in the capital Harare yesterday. Mugabe's successor, President Emmerson Mnangagwa, arrived at the airport to receive the body of the leader whom he overthrew in a military coup in 2017. A high-level delegation led by Vice President Kembo Mohadi was sent earlier this week to help repatriate the former Zimbabwean leader from Singapore. Former First Lady Grace Mugabe, who donned all black, arrived at the airport with the body of her husband, shying away from rolling cameras. Government ministers were also present at the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport on Wednesday, with the ruling Zimbabwean African National Union Patriotic Front supporters in memorial songs and dances. While in power, Mugabe used to have hordes of supporters and government officials thronging the airport, welcoming him from any foreign trip. As of this hour, it remains unclear as to where the late Zimbabwean president would be buried, whether at the National Heroes Acre or his rural home, in the Zimbabwe district of Mashonaland, West Province. In 1980, the country held its first general election, where Mugabe was elected as the first prime minister and after 1987 as president of Zimbabwe. Mugabe ruled the country for nearly 40 years, becoming a symbol for African liberation movements, but his last years in power were marked by repression of political opponents and economic decline. iAfrica News, Neifatu Bangura.
Former President Robert Mugabe's body arrives in Harare, Zimbabwe yesterday.